Hello, this is Daniel, and today I am going to walk you through how to set up a Supra Touch to control a barn using the dual vent ventilation strategy. This can sometimes be called hybrid ventilation. This strategy aims to combine the best of both natural ventilation and mechanical ventilation. I will give a brief rundown of how the barn acts as the temperature changes, and then walk through the configuration and settings that we have in the Supra Touch to achieve this. For this example, I have the barn configured as having the following equipment: 4 curtains, 4 stages of variable fans, 1 actuated inlet to the attic, 1 heater, and 4 temperature probes. Now, this is how the basics of the barn, how it operates in this dual ventilation strategy. When the external temperature is cold, the curtains are closed, and there is a minimum ventilation from the exhaust fans as well as the actuator that leads to the attic. As the temperature rises, the curtains will lower, allowing the cool exterior air to cool the barn. Your fans will also ramp up as well as that inlet into the actuator opening further. Once the curtains are 25% open, those fans are going to shut off and the actuator to the attic closes. The barn is now going to act exactly like a naturally ventilated barn. When the outdoor temperature rises too much, and the lowered curtains are no longer doing enough cooling, your curtains are all the way open and it's still too hot, at that point the fans will turn on again to boost the airflow and help cool the animals. I have a Supra Touch here with this equipment already configured and the settings input, so let's go ahead and take a look. I will go through it with you to get a sense of how we program these different pieces of equipment to accomplish this desired behavior. So first, let's go ahead and pop in to configuration. We'll go to equipment. Here we can see, let's go to inlets first. Here you can see that we've got our inlet for the attic, and then we've got our 4 curtains: panel 4, 2, 3, and 1. Sorry, they're not in order, but yeah, those are the 4 that we've got configured. And you will notice we've got this brand new position curtain as panel number 4, and that is kind of the whole key to this way of ventilation. As well, here we can see in our variable ACs, we've got our stages 1, 1A, 2, 2A variable speed fans that we have configured in there. So pretty basic configuration. As well, if we just hop into sensors, we've got some temperature probes set up there for the different zones that we want. And then let's hop into settings. So for this, let's pop into stage ventilation, curtain settings. Here we can see we've got our panel 4, 2, 3, panel 1. They're all just normal curtains. If I go back to panel 4, this one is that position curtain, but you can see it has the exact same settings options. It's got the set point, the idle band, and the run and idle duration. So all of our curtains are running just like normal curtains with the normal curtain settings. And then if we hop into merged ventilation, here we can see, let me go back to step 1. Here we can see, at step 1 is our minimum ventilation. So we've got a little bit, our inlet is opening up a little bit, and then we got some amount of minimum ventilation with our variables fans. As we step up into kind of our first actual step, you'll see we've got inlet opening more, and 40 to 100%. And so it's basically your normal kind of merged ventilation where we're bumping up the ventilation as the temperature gets warmer. Stage 4, we got everything maxed out at the end of stage 4. And then stage 5, you'll notice here, rather than just having everything maxed out, here at 76.3 or hotter, we're going to turn off all of our fans, as well as we're closing up that inlet as well. And that's the behavior we wanted. Now, the one thing that we don't have is having those fans turn off if the curtain reaches 25% open or more. So what we got to do is we got to do that in modifiers. So here in modifiers, let's go ahead and go to one of our stage fans. And we've actually got two modifiers. The first one that I will look at is modifier number 2. So here we can see that we can put in this panel number 4, the positional curtain, as a modifier. And basically what that is doing, it's acting under the normal settings like a curtain, but it has a potentiometer on there. So we've got the feedback, we know what position that curtain is in. So we can say when that curtain is 25% open or more, set our fan to off. So we've got that modifier on all of our variable speed fans, as well as that inlet that I had as well. We've got that one set in there. And then the final key here is for our fans. We do want our fans to turn on if it gets too hot, right? That's what I said. Eventually, we're going to want those fans to turn on again. And so that's why I've been moving over. Modifier number 2 was the turning off. Modifier number 1, we've set it so that if our zone reading, if it's getting too hot, if it's greater than 84.2, max out that fan. So, and the reason why we set it this way is that modifier number 1 takes precedence. So if the curtains are open more than 25% and it is also greater than 84.2 degrees, then we've got two modifiers. One that says set the output to 0 and one that says set the output to 100%. Which one takes precedence? Modifier number 1 takes precedence, and that's what we want, because if it's really hot, yeah, the curtains are probably going to be, more than 25% open, but we still want those fans basically to be overridden on to max to get some cooling for our animals. So that's why we have it set up with the modifier number 1 and number 2 that way. So that is a brief overview of the barn. With those two modifiers, as well as, the settings, how I set them, we have accomplished what we want. We've got a barn that combines the best of mechanical and natural ventilation. So that is a brief overview on how to set up your Supra Touch for a dual vent controlled barn. And of course, these settings that I'm showing you, the exact equipment, the number of fans or the number of stages, the number of curtains that we have set up, that is for the example. You can set things up and fine tune things and set your own set points, however you need them to be for it to best work in your application. And make sure that you are doing that and not just copying numbers that you see here in this video. Having said that, that's going to do it for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.